one was called So I'm at This Party. It's on page 18. So I'm at this party, and I'm standing in the kitchen with this red cup. I'm squeezing it in my hands, and the plastic bends dangerously, threatening to burst and stain my new lavender dress with its contents. I pay for the cup at the door. I didn't have any cash on me, so I cut off my pinky for barter. The dude in the flat-brimmed hat nailed it to his bedpost amid the others. There's some sediment floating on top of the noxious liquid, bits of bone and scalp they steeped in the punch bowl, along with the oranges and pineapples for added flavor. I drain my cup and run my finger along the bottom in case any booze got soaked up in the matter. I'm talking to this girl, and she's laughing at something this other kid said, just gasping for breath, and the corners of her mouth stretch out with each gasp, and suddenly her entire face is engulfed in this cavernous mouth, and then her whole body into the mouth itself disappears into the great abyss of her laughing. The kid who said the funny thing is laughing too. He downs what's left in his red plastic cup and dives into the hole, and their mingled laughter echoes off the walls of her mouth cave, echoes, echoing, echoes, echoing, echoes. I stand at the precipice, and the muscles in my legs contract, ready to launch me off the edge, ready to swim in the stew of their laughter, but I'm scared of heights, so I step back and return to the punch bowl. I refill my cup, scraping the bottom of the bowl for nuggets of courage. I seize a handful of matted hair from the bottom and shove it into my mouth, letting the fetid juices drip down my chin and dribble onto my dress, burning holes in the lavender fabric. I turn to the dance floor where this girl is dancing to the beeps and whirls emanating from the stereo system. Her white paper face is all paralytic ecstasy, and she dangles from a string attached to the ceiling, bobbing up and down in time to the music. These blindfolded guys burst out of the bedroom wielding clubs that they swing willy-nilly, one of them finally making contact with the papier-mâché girl, who spews forth millions of gold coins from the gash in her cardboard ribs. The boys strip off their blindfolds and dive into the ever-growing pile of her coins, rolling and swinging their clubs still in their hands, shoveling handfuls of coins into their mouths and eyes and ears, drowning themselves in the metal and pummeling each other as the empty girl-shaped piñata above them bounces on her string, keeping time with the beat of the war drums marching out from the speakers. One holds up a Zippo to her tissue paper shoe, and she bursts into flame, leaving behind a set of plastic button eyes and wax sports car lips, which the boys scoop up and deposit into a jar of formaldehyde that they place on the shelf. The gaggle of girls in the corner are honking at each other and casting furtive glances around the room to see if the herds of males are listening. They are honking over each other, each honk louder than the one before it, their identical painted beaks quaking and their cuff feathers shaking loose from the force of the sound. They start to peck at each other and keep pecking until the lone alpha female stands victorious and builds a nest with the bloodied white feathers. The bass swells and the speakers erupt, spewing out a million newly hatched spiders, each with a snare drum. This one guy says this gives a whole new meaning to surround sound. The punch runs out, and the guy in the flat-brimmed hat drains the venom from the spider's fangs into the punch bowl. Everyone sways to the beat of the drums and grows 8 heads with 16 mouths, all shouting that this is the best night of their lives. The drum beat grows frantic and rattles the foundation of the house, running rivulets along the floorboards. I'm scared, so I climb into the wallpaper. There's this guy hiding there too, and I think he asked me my name, but I can't hear him over the chorus of the celebration. We move towards one another on the lateral plane and then meld into each other. We can't see each other because we're both turned to the side, but I can feel our pulses matching time with the other. Our twin heartbeats drown out the drum beats, and we lie like that for 10 years as the house crashes down around us and a tidal wave sweeps away the wreckage. We float out to sea on a raft made of bottle caps and ceiling tiles and build a new house on a desert island and live the rest of our lives in 2 dimensions with one heartbeat, never knowing what the other one looks like.